Namaskar students. So yesterday we did the explanation of monohybrid cross. Today I will be explaining you about dihybrid cross. So when we say dihybrid cross, that clearly indicates di means two. So when Mendel studied the inheritance of two characters at a time, if you remember, if you have gone through the video when I taught you about monohybrid cross, in this monohybrid cross, Mendel studied only one character. Mono means one, single. So he took only one character, be it the height or any other character of the pea plant. But Mendel took only one character to study the monohybrid cross. In this dihybrid cross, Mendel, instead of taking one character's inheritance, he studied the inheritance of two characters. So what did he took in this cross? In this cross which I will be explaining you today, Mendel took roundness, round matlab seed shape. Some of the seeds of pea were round, others were wrinkled. Okay, so children, you know that each character is expressed or is governed by a gene, and this gene has two alleles. Each character is governed by a gene, and each gene has two alleles. What are allele? You can say forms. These are the forms of the gene. So here the gene is governing the shape of seed, and two alleles are roundness, and the other allele is wrinkled, means the alternative forms. Every gene has alternative forms, and here also when Mendel studied the dihybrid cross, he took the seed shape, that is roundness, and the alternative form of the gene was a wrinkled seed. Okay, and the other character, this is single character. The other character which he took was color of the seed. So in color of the seed is governed by a single gene. This gene also has two alleles. Allele mean forms. So here the color of the seed is either yellow or green. Alright, so the gene was color of the seed and the two forms were yellow and green. So here when Mendel taught you, when Mendel explained us about the shape of the seed, for his convenience he took round seeds and expressed them with capital letters. This is expressing roundness. Capital R is expressing roundness, and he considered small r or lowercase r as the recessive trait. Now what is dominant trait and what is recessive trait, that I had already discussed with you in the last video. So similarly here also Mendel denoted yellow color of the seed with capital Y, and the green color with small y. Now let's move to the cross. So as he did in the monohybrid cross, he took two parents. One was pure round and pure yellow. Now you know from where this R and where this yellow is coming. These are the two characters. One is for the roundness, other is for the color of the seed. So he took pure parent, the parent which is pure for roundness and yellowness. Other parent was pure for, what is this? This small r indicates wrinkle seeds, and small y indicates green seed. So he took two parents, one with round seeds and yellow color, other with wrinkled seeds and green color. Okay, these are the parents. Parents produce the gametes. If you make any combination from this parent, any combination of the gamete, you will always obtain this combination RY. If this I is crossed with this one, even then RY is produced. If this Y is crossed with this one, even then RY is produced. And if this R or this R is crossed with Y, even then RY will be produced. Similarly, here also the gametes which will be produced are RY. Then he cross-pollinated these two gametes, and all the seeds which were produced were all round and yellow. Although one parent was wrinkled and green, other parent was round and yellow. Even then, in F1 generation, all the offsprings which were produced were all round and yellow. This only happened in the monohybrid cross also. And from here he gave the law of dominance, that the characters that appear in the first generation are dominant, and the character that did not express itself and remain masked. आपने देखा character तो present था, but that character was not able to express itself, so that remained masked, and such character is referred to as recessive. Okay, then from this Mendel was not able to find out the conclusion. If you remember, in the monohybrid cross also we deduced F2 generation also. Till F1 generation the cross is considered as incomplete. Then in F2 generation what will he do? He will self. ये जो hybrid बना F1 generation, this is regarded as F1 generation or filial one progeny. अब what he did? He selfed. Two plants were taken from the F1 generation and they were selfed with each other. Again the gametes will be produced. So 4 different type of gametes were produced from this. Children, if you see, इसमें से क्या क्या gametes बनेंगे? अगर अपन इसको consider करें as a parent, what are the different type of possibilities of the gametes? One will be, this R will be crossed with this Y, that is RY will be one gamete. Then this R will be crossed with this one, so RY, small r, capital Y. Then this capital R will be crossed with small y, this gamete will be formed, and finally this small r will be crossed with this small y. So these 4 type of gametes will be formed. Okay, so similarly here also same 4 type of gametes will be formed. So then he deduced a cross between the gametes of all the 4 types, and this is shown in the form of a checkerboard. Children, you can see this is F2 generation. This is F2 generation when he crossed the gametes that you checked in the previous page. See, these are the gametes which were produced. Now I told you how come they were produced. 4 type of combinations were produced. Similarly, here also 4 type of gametes will be produced. So now we will be having this is called as Punnett square. So total 16 type of plants were produced when he made such cross. So look here children, these are the female gametes represented over here, and these are the male gametes represented over here. When he crossed them, look here, when RY and capital RY are crossed, this combination was produced. So this will be, what you will write it, when capital R and capital R are there, both are dominant, so which phenotype will be produced? Roundness. And when capital Y are produced, which phenotype will be produced? Yellow color. Similarly, capital R and capital R, obviously roundness will be there. Capital R and small y. This is heterozygous for the trait. But you know, yellow is dominant trait. Why? Because yellow expressed itself in first generation. So whether small y is present or not, y will always express itself even if it is present in a single form. अगर अकेला y भी present होगा, अकेला y मतलब either it is present doubly, कैपिटल y हो तभी भी येलो होगा, कैपिटल Y एंड स्मॉल y होगा तभी भी येलो कलर ही प्रोड्यूस होगा. Then this combination here, capital R, small r. Again, since the dominant allele is there, it will produce the dominant character. And capital Y will definitely produce yellow color. Here also you will get round and yellow. Reason you know, because in the presence of the dominant gene, only the dominant character will express. Similarly, this capital R will be multiplied by first by this, then by this, then by this, and ultimately by this. And you will get all these type of progeny or all these type of combinations. And now what you need to do, you have this in, I have shared with you the PPT. You have this Punnett square over there in the slide also. Now what you need to do, you have to obtain such kind of crosses and then you will discuss all your queries with me. Children, see, when he carried out this cross and deduced this Punnett square, he obtained, if you remember in the monohybrid cross, जब हमने monohybrid cross पढ़ा था, what did Mendel, which type of ratios Mendel obtained there? There are two types of ratios, है ना? एक phenotypic ratio, and phenotypic ratio of monohybrid cross was 3:1. If you remember, 3 tall plants were produced, 1 dwarf was produced. And genotypic ratio, children, phenotypic ratio is the ratio wherein we can observe the plant by the physical appearance. हमने physically देखा तो हमें पता चला 3 plants tall थे, 1 plant dwarf था. But what is genotypic ratio? Genotypic ratio is this. What is the genetic makeup? Genotypic ratio is capital T, small t, or this all is genotype. How the genes appear. This is genotypic ratio. And what was the genotypic ratio of monohybrid cross? It was 1:2:1. Mean one plant was pure dwarf, one plant was pure dwarf, and 2 plants were there which were heterozygous tall. है ना? In the similar way, when Mendel carried out this cross, he observed that the phenotypic ratio came out to be 9:3:3:1. Children, this phenotypic ratio is usually asked in the exam. Sometimes the question is asked that if the phenotypic ratio is 9:3:1, which type of cross is this? So you should at once know that 9:3:3:1 is the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation in a dihybrid cross only. So children, जब आप इनका phenotype लिखेंगे, then you will know there will be 4 type of combinations again. One will be round and yellow. Other will be, let's check here. Look here children, this combination, capital R and small r, it will produce roundness. But small y, That means there is not a single character for yellowness. So this particular plant will show round seeds, but they all will be wrinkled, क्योंकि यहाँ पे dominant character that is yellow नहीं है. So the another type of phenotypic which was produced is round seeds with a wrinkled shape. All right, then you check here. Small r and small r is there. What does small r and small r signify? It signifies that, sorry, here I have done a mistake. It should be round and green. And in this combination, children, when small r and small r is there, it is wrinkled and yellow. And finally, only one plant, you will see this one. One plant will be pure recessive, that is, it will be wrinkled and green. So total recessive. So children, these 4 type of combinations were produced in the phenotypic ratio: round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow and wrinkled green. So this ratio came out to be 9:3:3:1. If you will, now I am leaving one question to you. Find out the genotypic ratio of this dihybrid cross. Although genotypic ratio is not there in your course, even then you could easily find out the genotypic ratio. How come? Genotype अपन कैसे देखते हैं? आपको क्या देखना है? RRYY. इस जीनोटाइप के साथ इस पूरे स्क्वायर में टोटल कितने हैं? 16. Out of 16 you just count it. 9 plus 3 12. 12 plus 3 15. 15 plus 1 16. So total plants which were produced were 16. Out of 16 कितने प्लांट का जीनोटाइप ऐसा था? If you will check this whole Punnett square, you will see that only one pure round and pure yellow is there, है ना? तो इसके लिए हम लिख देंगे 1. Now let's look at this combination. Capital R, capital Y and small y. अगर आप इसको चेक करोगे, ये देखिए, एक ये है 1 and this one 2. So 2 plants. In the same way you will find out the genotypic ratio, and this is your homework from the dihybrid cross. So children, with this we have almost completed our course. Tomorrow I will be giving you one more video on multiple allelism, that is blood grouping. उसके ऊपर question usually is asked in the exam. So thank you so much. If you have any query, you can discuss with me during the school hours. Thank you.